Thank you. Thank you for joining us. We are here to talk about how to build AI-ready content systems for search and grounding. Really appreciate your time here. This is our standard forward-looking statement. Please make any purchasing decisions for publicly available products and services. Once again, thank you. We appreciate you spending this part of your day with us. By the end of the discussion, we hope to leave you with at least 2 to 3 things that you can implement this week. Thank you. To introduce ourselves, I am Mevish or Mev, and I lead content SEO and AI search at Salesforce. My team and I do SEO for 12 Salesforce products and about 15 industry verticals, including Sales Cloud, Service Cloud, Marketing, Commerce, Data, Platform, Agentforce. And we do content SEO at scale, so for both traditional SEO as well as AI-driven discovery. And here I'm joined by Arpana. I'm going to ask her to introduce herself.
Thanks, Mev. Hi, everyone. My name is Arpana Tiwari, and I run SEO and AI engine optimization for Slack, and that includes Slack.dev. I've been at the intersection of search, AI, and growth in the Valley, and I also give back as an instructor at the UCSC Extension. We have a very packed agenda for you, which we will go through. In our agenda for today's talk, we're going to look at the transition from traditional search into AI agent retrieval. So we'll do a couple of things. We are going to break down the RAG pipeline. We are going to look at how LLMs compute trust and authority and do this programmatically. And then we are going to dive into the specific technical implementations, things like structured data, crawl accessibility, entity clarity, and machine-friendly content. All of these that you now need to build into your content systems. So as we get in, we're going to look at, is your content system AI ready? I have a question for you. Are you building content that is both human and browser readable as well as available for autonomous AI agents? Is your content structure ready to scale to hundreds of agents? And here's the important part, without breaking. Building scalable infrastructure for AI-ready content is the hardest data engineering problem we are facing right now. On the technical documentation, there's some good news. I want to know, has your technical documentation, has its value doubled or tripled in the last year because of generative AI? How's that for good news? Documentation is the new gold. It is the difference between the AI that can be a helpful expert and one that is a liability. Now we'll talk about the shift from keywords to AI-driven answers. The search paradigm, as you know, has shifted from keywords to multi-dimensional semantic queries. We are moving away from what used to be keyword matching and moving into the realm of vector databases that will capture semantic meaning. So as you think about traditional search and AI-powered discovery, previously it was sequential, a linear path from discovery to conversion. There was a search flow that we had to look at, from search engine to website. Keyword matching and page rankings mattered. The core driver there was organic traffic volume. Now think about the world with AI conversations. It's non-linear. There's multi-touch and circular discovery. There's zero click. You're not seeing the clicks come into your site. LLM answers are going through citations. Some of them are outside of your site. The journeys are AI mediated because they are being shaped by the algorithmic influence and more from understanding the intent versus just the keyword. Agents are now being more proactive. They're actually agents who are coming to your site and distilling and synthesizing the information. The outcome is that there's direct value and the trusted decisions that you're getting versus just a set of blue links. That's where the unified content architecture becomes so much more important. Trust and reliability are really key at this point. So if I had to really stress on one thing, it's structured data and LLMs. So as you go through some of the implementations, structured data, authoritative linking, Canonicalization, which is telling the engines this is your primary authoritative, definitive source of truth, is going to be super critical for you. Speaking of trust, a unified content architecture is the one that is going to effortlessly generate inherent trust. AI engines are not just indexing your pages, they're just synthesizing answers. If your content architecture is not optimized for semantic retrieval, your pages will become invisible to the LLMs. Now we're going to navigate the prompt gap and how it is being done by interpreting intent. A prompt gap refers to the disparity between the user intent and the AI output. It's often caused when there is missing context, when the instructions are not clear, and this is very relevant to all of us, when there are unspecified technical requirements. Because our job is to make it easy for the LLMs who are pulling this information. They are selecting it, they're synthesizing it, and then they're providing the output. So that's where it's important to understand these concepts. Both structured data and LLMs are going to be super critical. So first off, we are moving from chatbots to the AI agents. And these AI agents are self-correcting. Refinements are happening before the information is presented to you. They are also orchestrating by executing plans by connecting to other apps like Calendar, Slack, and Jira. There's now zero UI and invisible prompting that's happening. You've probably seen context that is using screen, camera, or even biometrics to understand user intent seamlessly. The interfaces are generating custom controls on the fly to help users evolve the output instead of just reprompting. Previously, you had to go and refine your prompt continuously. Now it's understanding from all of the devices that you use, your context, your personalization, and it's able to feed that into the models. Now, how do we solve the intent in the age of inference? Because we are moving away from what used to be reference into inference. Consumers of our data are changing. We are not just serving HTML to the Chrome browsers anymore. We are serving context to autonomous agents, and these autonomous agents are using functions to call and orchestrate tasks. That's why your content needs to be structured in a way that an agent can extract the strict parameters and with zero ambiguity. So we are moving from detailed prompts to action-based intent. We are moving from persistent chatbox to generative UI with changes per task. The AI role is going into more proactive agent and digital employee. The context is being gathered now from the world model. The user doesn't need to provide it manually. Now we'll move into the factors that are influencing LLM rankings and visibility. This is very key because this gets into some of the actions that then Mev will go into more detail. Can the LLM extract the information? You want to audit your content for structure and clarity. Then you also want to look at summarization. Look at the content on your site and see, do you have frequently asked questions? Because go to any of the LLMs today. Folks are asking questions to solve a problem, and then the LLM is suggesting more deeper questions to dive into it. Every long-form copy should have summaries and FAQs. Do you have third-party citations? It's not just your website that is showing up in the engines today. It's other sites like Quora or Reddit or even other influencers. 85% of the visibility is coming from external mentions. How about the authority signals? Do you know where your content is on your site? Do you have multiple pages or multiple sites that are referencing the same information without diverging what is it for the different audience types? That's where you want to look at authority signals and make sure that there is canonicalization. And then finally, structured data. Mev will go into a lot more detail about why schema is the language of AI trust. Content freshness. The AI engines are trying to give you the information that is most recent, and that's where temporal freshness is super important. You want to make sure to avoid any kind of hallucinations that you are removing any outdated data and you're continuously refining it. It has to be evergreen, but it also needs to be kept updated. So how do AI systems synthesize and collect content? Let's look under the hood of the AI pipeline. When the LLM interacts with our data, it's going through a selection phase. We have embedding models that are taking our content and breaking it into semantic chunks. As developers, your job is to ensure that the content is logically segmented so that when a vector database runs a nearest neighbor search, it is pulling the exact right context. That's where the two sides, the AI pipeline and the grounding strategy, come into play. Content selection, RAG to augment the inputs, and then synthesizing the final coherent output. And grounding is where it goes back to the engines to get the relevant context. Now we look at how AI systems select and synthesize the content. There are three phases to it, and I love digging into the hood. This is, where if you enjoy being geeky, because it's not just a process, it's also recursive. There is always a lot of feedback that is happening, and it's fascinating because it's never the same. So the first is selection and retrieval. There are vast data sources that the LLM is pulling from. That's where not just your information, but the information about what other sites are speaking about you is important. Then it filters the content, it pulls in relevant chunks, and it saves the ranking candidates. Remember, it's not the rankings, it is still looking at the candidates. Now it's going to go in and process that information. Again, very fascinating to understand how is it processing it based on the context that it has from the user, based on understanding who is the audience, what it matters to you in that moment from that device. So there's information fusion happening, there's reason and inference and summarization. And then finally, the output is generated. It's putting it all together in the right order, in the right sequence into a coherent response. And LLMs today are really good at natural language generation. They can adapt their format into it's multimodal. They can adapt the format to what the user is looking for, and then the final answer is delivered. And as I said, this is not just being done once. It's a continuous learning loop that is refining the selection and synthesis over time. So I would encourage you all to spend a lot of time in this process, grounding yourself in how this happens, because for each of your businesses, it's going to be different. The inputs, the synthesis, and the outputs. With that, we'll move to the next, and I'll pass it to Mev.
Thank you. That was very insightful. Thank you, Arpana. So now that we know how AI systems are retrieving the information, we want to know how do we build that kind of trust with these machines, right? So how do AI systems compute trust? Think of it as not just one signal, but multi-layered signal journey. So I'm going to go through left to right. So is your content deep, original? Is there expertise and value in the content that's going on our website for LLMs to trust and retrieve? Do we have brand and author authority in terms of, again, depth of expertise? Do we have the technical structure to be able to translate what's on the website to these systems? So schema, internal links, our structured data markup is going to be very important. And then outside the website, what about the behavioral and network signals, which also contribute to the external validation on the internet? So talking about one of these at a time, translating to search bots requires us to translate via schema, which is our markup language or the code that explicitly tells these AI systems what our content means. This is crucial for content types in which we operate. So our product, our article, our FAQs, our how-to content, recipe or product content, all of that needs to have schema markup on the back end. That fuels the results when it comes to search engines. So when it comes to knowledge graphs and knowledge panels, it's helping AI search and LLMs understand what is actually providing value to user queries. And pages with structured data often outperform their counterparts when it comes to organic and AI search results. This is an example of a live Salesforce page. So you can see how we have the raw schema code on the left and the schema validator on the right, which is showing you how the schema has been parsed and served to machines. So you can see this is a page on what is CRM, and there's clarity in how we are presenting it to AI crawlers and search crawlers. So you have the type, which is the article page. You have the headline, which is what is CRM, the description for what is CRM, and so on and so forth. So when a user types what is CRM, Google and LLMs know exactly what to serve. This is the same page with the FAQs at the bottom. So we are literally answering each and every question that users might have. And these FAQs actually play a major role when it comes to designing content systems for AI-ready search. And we've implemented these at scale on our Salesforce web properties. So here you are seeing our CRM page serving up the FAQs at the bottom and the schema translating it to machines. So what is CRM? Why is CRM considered essential for businesses of all sizes? And you will notate this in the JSON LD implementation within the site. Okay, when it comes to the network signals beyond the website, there are a host of them. So there is internal linking that's going to be crucial for building topical depth within the website. So if we are talking about CRM, we need to know the benefits of CRM or CRM for small business, and all of those connected cluster topics which actually tell these AI crawlers and bots that we are a valued expert and authority on this topic and domain. We will also have author bylines with robust author profiles, which again indicate to search bots and crawlers our value, expertise, authority, and trust. And clear anchor text will also be important for better understanding to AI crawlers. Then we come to external signals. So these will be all the backlinks, the citations, third-party review sites like G2, Gartner. All of that validation is really important to build that ecosystem of trust when it comes to being cited by search and LLMs. Okay, and then entity presence. So anywhere that you are visible on the internet, whether it's YouTube, Reddit, forums, UGC, EGC, all of that is going to be important because they are going to be all serving as knowledge graph for AI systems to actually learn and reference. Now this quote over here is from Ahrefs, which is a search and digital platform, digital marketing platform, and it studied 75,000 brands, and it actually found out that brand web mentions are 3 times more predictive of AI citation than pure backlinks, and that's a major change when it comes to SEO. Okay, so how do we actually do this at scale? So this is something that we've been piloting at Salesforce within our team. So creating these automated agentic workflows to power how we design content on our websites. So we call it the AI-first discoverability. So we want to automate our cross-linking, schema readiness, and summaries tailored for LLM and AI search. And this is something that we are trying to do via agentic workflows, and something that I think all of us in this era should be enabled to try, right? And we think of it as always-on optimization and not a manual one-off. So the content is going to build on its own authority. So I think Arpana talked about the continuous loop of refinements. So this is what we are trying to build within the Salesforce website as well. And if you have LLMs that you work with, then you can use those to build this kind of a continuous authority reinforcement loop. We call it the data-connected content loops. So for example, if the website finds an anchor text like agentic AI, like you can see in the image, it can automatically suggest where to anchor link, like anchor link for this text to the what is an agent or what is agentic AI page. In the last minute, I want to share this gift takeaway. You can please feel free to take a photo. So this is our AI readiness checklist that we built from Salesforce for all of you. So from this checklist, you can actually check off some key criteria that will enable your content systems to be designed in such a way that traditional search and AI crawlers can parse and understand your data. So you will have to ensure crawlability and access, giving access to AI bots, and then also make sure that your website is server-side rendered as much as possible. The content is indexable. Then there'll be some best practices on how you structure your data and you complete entity signals that I talked about. And then designing the actual content on the front end for AI extraction is going to be very important. The clear structure with H1, H2, H3, H4, that's going to be crucial. And then designing FAQs for answer engine optimization is going to be important. And then, of course, the entire ecosystem of trust. So building authority through linking and freshness is going to be important. So if you have a blog that's dated 2024 or a list of best CRMs in 2025, you got to update that. And then you have to have that robust author byline with a robust author profile behind it with schema markup for AI systems to actually parse that content. So there's going to be this checklist that you can utilize and take away today. Thank you so much. We really appreciated your time. And please do rate us. We always aim to improve. So coffee's on us if you survey. Thank you.
Thank you.